What the freak? That was such a great chapter. I wanted a longer chapter, but what can I do? Chapter 75 is gonna be the finale chapter of this series. But don't worry, guys, there's another 6 side chapters coming up next. Before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that if you like seeing more yaoi content and would like to support this channel, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Feel free to message me in my Twitter or Instagram at ZEALED FUJOSHI, which I'll be using to interact with viewers about more yaoi content. If that's something that interests you, feel free to follow me at ZEALED FUJOSHI. Finally, this video will contain explicit content and a lot of manhwa spoilers. With that in mind, please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, without further ado, let's jump into chapter 75 of Gun with the Bubbles. Since I'll be covering this series at the final chapter, let me tell you about what I think about the whole series altogether, and you'll know why I didn't choose to make a weekly commentary on this series. This story for me is sort of dull. So, Taeho loves Eunwoo, who is his childhood friend, but Taeho cannot tell Eunwoo that he loves him, cause if he did, Eunwoo would die. Oh, easy solution. I'll just F him up and won't say I love you because I can't, because that's what the rule says. However, Taeho yearns for Eunwoo, so let Taeho push Eunwoo down and stick his ding ding on Eunwoo's ass. The story would have been better if, Eunwoo kind of stayed as a pearl and not come back, just so, Taeho finally learns his lesson. But, I also think that the sex was pretty consensual. A part of me thinks that Taeho didn't have sex with Eunwoo because he loved him at the beginning of the series. Taeho didn't realize that he did love Eunwoo until later at the series. The initial reason why Taeho wanted to sleep with Eunwoo was so that he could teach Eunwoo how to feel numb on relationship, and teach him that he's able to enjoy physical relationship without having any feelings involved. That way, Eunwoo can be like him and accept that he will never love anyone, and also Eunwoo won't die. It's just that Taeho eventually realizes his feelings after always denying them and began to regret his actions. I was sort of emotionally invested, but I'm still crying at this ending. And I'm very excited about the side chapters. I'm seriously eagerly waiting. Like, seriously, where is it? I have so many questions in this series. Like, why did the author make me believe he turned to pearls just for this cute ass head pop up on those rocks? Like, it's nothing. I hate it, but I also love it because I'm stupid like that. I thought that when Eunwoo came back as a mermaid, it was just an illusion. But I'm really thankful to all the gods that it's been confirmed that in the side stories that, he is not an illusion. He came back as a mermaid. And I'm just hoping that in the next 6 chapters that Taeho will stop being a shitty person because seriously, like Eunwoo literally came back for him. But in all seriousness though, I have a couple of questions about this series that maybe some of my viewers can help me answer. Because, a previous chapter, we did see that Yun will turn into a mermaid, and we know that he's no hallucination when he came back. It's confirmed he turned to a mermaid. So, why? Anyway, another question I have is a little bit more close to the lore that has been introduced in this series, which is, if the scholar removed the curse by finally being at peace, then why did the curse activate when Eunwoo said I love you to Taeho? Also, another thing that I never understood in this series was, whenever the great aunt is shown in this series, she keeps on saying that Taeho and Eunwoo's fates are intertwined, but never really explained how they are intertwined. There's no lore behind it, and it doesn't seem to have any reason for them to be involved aside being descendants of the original cursed people, especially since they're both men. Like, I really don't understand that rule. And what's worse is it just ended without explaining those two questions. And I feel like it was quite an unexpected quick ending. And my new question is he going to stay a mermaid forever, or can he return to normal form? And what's going on here? I did see the raws online, and listeners, here's a little bit of an extra spoilers for you. This was originally labeled as a Shounen-ai because, this is light boys love. But I noticed that they changed it to Yaoi recently. And it's because the side stories, they're gonna be full-blown Yaoi, my fellow fans. It's not over yet. These side stories, it's gonna be Yaoi. So get ready for some smut and tons of lightsabers. And in case if you're wondering how mermaids have sex, read the manhwa. Your wish is my command. Anyway, I don't know, because I don't want to keep spoiling you, but definitely check the next couple of side stories. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to follow my social media to be teased about some of the boys' love that I'm interested in. Feel free to leave a message and converse with me. I'd love to hear back from you. Also, don't forget to support the author. All the manhwa details can be found in the description below. Again, thank you so much and hope to see you next time.